What's up, everybody? Uh, Wanted to give you a quick update. I just had two phone screenings for two different jobs in two different states. One being the state I live in, and one being the state that neighbors this state. It's getting to a point where I've applied for these jobs, and a lot of them are in state. And ever so often, something will come across my email or my LinkedIn profile and say, "Hey, you'd be a good candidate for this job." I have the skills, I have the experience, and I was like, easy apply, hit the button, resume's uploaded, and then I forget all about it. Sometimes I don't even write it down or catalog it. And then I got a call 2 days ago saying, "Hey, would you be available on Friday for a phone screening? We'll talk about the details of the position, and basically almost like an interview type thing, but just a hiring recruiter, just kind of getting the gist, see if I match the qualifications on paper, and then they can set something else up." So it was for two safety manufacturing jobs down here in this state that I'm in, and the one that neighbors it. And it's kind of like the same stuff I've done before, right? I have the skill set, I have the experience, I have the knowledge, but it didn't sound challenging to me. Now, being picky with a job because I don't have one is necessary, because I don't want to have a job where I don't want to go into it and it suck, right? I want to be able to utilize the skills that I have, the skills that I've built, the knowledge that I have, experience that I've experienced, and put that forth to a job. The phone interview was good. For one of them, the one in state, they want an actual virtual interview. So they're gonna call me back or email me. Today's Friday, so I'll probably get it Monday. They'll set up a time for me to do a virtual interview. I've done a bunch of those, which is really, it's not as formal, but you still have to prep for it. You have to do research on the company. You have to figure out what the qualifications are, what the responsibilities are. If you have any questions about the role or about the company, kind of, doing that homework. I had a template for each company that I've interviewed with virtually, and the format more or less follows the same wording or template. And for this company, it's the same one as manufacturing. So the one I interviewed for last week, right, it has more avenues or more resources for me to utilize and share my skill sets with, and I would rather do that. But they haven't called me back yet. Today, I have emailed and called them to say, "Hey, just following up from the interview from last week," because they said they would get back with me, and they haven't. So I want to kind of initiate that conversation, and whether they send me an offer or not, I just want to be able to follow through with that. So this virtual interview that I got, or the phone screening and the virtual interview I will have, it's going to be the same process. So things are being picked up as far as my application and resume. That's a good thing. But there's nothing concrete as far as, "Hey, we want you for this tentative date, for here's an offer." So I haven't reached those bits and pieces yet. So hopefully, by staying positive, right, mentally, those things can happen. I don't want to wish for them to happen, because wishful thinking gets people in trouble. Being hopeful gets people in trouble. I was recently hopeful, or had a lot of wishful thinking about a certain incident, but it never came to fruition. It just kind of died away. It just kind of evaporated. Those are all good words, but basically it just, dead in the water. And I kind of had, emotions riding on that. And I know I shouldn't have, but that's the type of person I am. I care a lot. I care a lot about other people, service of others before service of self. That's the way I do things. And oftentimes I end up caring a little too much, a little too fast. And that can be a crutch for some. It can be a good trait for others. And some people may not like that. I've come across people like that. I can be too overbearing with caring, making sure they're okay, right? I want nothing from them, but I just want to make sure they're okay, especially if I'm working with them. I want to make sure their mindset is correct, because if they're not okay, they could miss a step, miss an instruction, and hurt themselves, or worse, hurt me, right? Because I love me. And if I get hurt and I can't make money, well, that sucks. Same with them. So I've had people say, your positive affirmations are overbearing. It's like, well, they're on the internet. You can find them, right? I just may not be the person with the right personality or character to say these things. Because there's a quote by a motivational speaker named Les Brown. Check him out. He's a pretty good motivational speaker. One of his sayings, right, that people may have heard but don't know it's him, is, if you have a goal or if you have a dream, shoot for the moon. And if you miss, it's okay, because you're still amongst the stars. And last night was a nice full moon from what I could tell. And I thought about that. If I shot for the moon and I missed, there's all those other things I can hit, like the stars, right? I mean, that means I'm projected forward. I'm going in the correct direction. I'm not stagnant, I'm not still. But staring at that moon last night, overlooking the canyon where I was at last night, it looked pretty good. So hopefully, I keep my own positive mindset. And I did an affirmation video where I showed you guys the card about the positive affirmation. I'll do those daily to kind of help myself and help somebody else out there think along the lines of, hey, yeah, it sucks in the moment, but there are good things coming ahead, because you got to make them that way. And then to be able to say the words out loud so you hear them, or have somebody read the words so they can internalize them. All right. See you later.